Hello and welcome to your favorite weekend show, Weekend Deal, coming to you from the network service of the NTA. Weekend Deal is a show that keeps giving. It's a gift that keeps giving and giving and giving. And that's why we are here every weekend to ensure that we throw light, profess solutions to issues that concern us as a people and us a nation. If it is important, trust me, we will deal. This weekend is no different as we ask a very important question, a very pertinent question, and that is, how safe are packaged foods and drinks in Nigeria? I do know that packaged food has been saving lives since 1900. It is convenient. It is very accessible. But the question still remains, are they safe? To answer these questions and more are experts who will be weighing in, and of course, we have contributions from all over. Today, I am home alone missing Thelma, who is unavoidably absent. But the good news is this, you are here. Thank you so much for always keeping our company. Don't forget, our program is interactive. Would love to hear from you. My name is Patience Eloyi Abba. I am delighted, really delighted that you've joined us onto the show. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, it is Weekend Deal coming to you from the network service of the NTA. And today our focus is on packaged foods and drink. And we're asking the question, how safe are they? The history of packaged food in Nigeria can be traced back to as far back as 1964 when congregated cartons were manufactured. Since then, the industry has grown in leaps and bounds, contributing significantly to our GDP and to employment. To tell us more about this and to open up our conversation is a backgrounder as put together by Ayuba Tete. Let's see this and start our conversation.
Packaged foods and drinks have become integral to Nigerian lifestyles, evolving with changing preferences and busier schedules. The history reflects a transformation from traditional markets to the emergence of canned and packaged goods, providing diverse options for consumers. These packaged delights offer unparalleled convenience, from ready-to-eat meals to on-the-go snacks. They cater to a fast-paced lifestyle. The accessibility of these products has bridged gaps, bringing a variety of choices to urban and rural areas alike. While the convenience is undeniable, the question of safety looms. How easy is it for packaged foods and drinks to become contaminated? Instances of contamination have raised concerns, prompting scrutiny of production processes. Recalls have been issued to address potential health risks associated with specific products. Contamination risks arise from various factors, including improper handling, storage, or production practices. Recalls due to contamination incidents underscore the need for stringent quality control. We explore specific cases and the lessons learned to enhance the safety of our packaged goods. As we stand at the crossroads of convenience and safety, the future of food in Nigeria beckons change. The journey toward improved food safety involves collaboration between regulatory bodies, producers, and consumers. Advances in technology and increased awareness pave the way for a safer food landscape. In conclusion, the packaged foods and drinks in Nigeria is a tale of innovation and adaptation to modern living. While inconvenience is paramount, the ongoing commitment to addressing safety concerns ensures a healthier future. Let us all navigate this path with a keen eye on improvements, ushering in an era where the convenience of packaged foods coexists seamlessly with unwavering standards of safety.
Welcome back. Indeed, we cannot but focus on our food industry because it is contributing to our personal lives and it is contributing to us as a nation, like I said, significantly to our GDP. Now, when you come to packaged foods, the labels are very important because it gives us almost all the information we need. It tells us the composition, the nutritional value, expiry date, sometimes even how to use or even eat that food or drink. They tell us details. In Nigeria, are manufacturers giving us the right information? Are they putting it on the label? Or are Nigerians even reading? Or we just pick it off the shelf, pay, and go home? Let's allow NTA Port Harcourt lead this conversation.
Food labeling is a vital communication tool that manufacturers use to make sure their customers know what they are purchasing and consuming. Known for her rich culture and mouth-watering delicacies, the food landscape in Nigeria has evolved to the convenience of packaged foods and drinks. However, the question remains, how satisfactory is it, especially with the informations written on the labels of packaged foods and drinks given to consumers?
Everything written here is what they used in producing this particular tiger nut.
It all depends, you know. Since you are not buying it in the streets or on the road, I think it's more reasonable when you know a shop and you know the hygienic level of the shop you are buying from. You will be very comfortable taking from them.
I package jollof rice, fried rice, and pastries. Most of our pastries are chin-chin. For today we had chin-chin. We have donuts, we have spring rolls and samosas.
Packaging food and drinks is part of production processing and production phases. This in turn ensures quality and safety. What are the importance of clear and accurate food and drink labeling, and how can it help consumers make informed decisions?
A clear and accurate labeling will list out the ingredients that is being used to produce the items. So the final consumer will know what he or she is consuming. And the accurate labeling will state the allergen. Some labeling, they will check, okay, if you're allergic to soybean, you should not take this.
There are some persons that are allergic to certain ingredients in food, like we have wheat and gluten that is in wheat. So if a product contains gluten, the producer can write, it contains gluten, and if you are gluten sensitive, then you'll be able to avoid that product.
With labels, you can monitor your intake of micronutrients, watch your weight by monitoring calories and saturated fats. You can limit your intake of sugar and so on. Then, what are the challenges and loopholes in labeling regulations that manufacturers often exploit to confuse consumers?
We have regulatory bodies, like we have the Standard Organization of Nigeria, we have the NAFDAC. These are regulatory bodies that supervise these individuals. Most times when some manufacturers go to them, when they find out that maybe their products are not up to standard, due to the corruption of the country, they might decide to maybe bribe them just for them to get approval, and it is misleading.
The final consumer thinking maybe all these are actually in the product they are consuming. They write it contains this, it's natural, is this, but in a real sense, it doesn't contain all those. The regulatory bodies might not be aware. They don't have any support from NAFDAC, from COS to support that product. So the final consumer will keep consuming it, thinking that it's actually
a good product.
We do have some customers that have allergies, so you have to label. If, for instance, we are doing Sovis fresh juice, we have to tell you that this juice contains pineapple, orange, and watermelon.
In conclusion, it is important to know what you consume by ensuring that the packaged foods or drinks are well labeled and contains every information you need to know before you consume.
Okay, welcome back. I couldn't help smiling, seeing that woman swallowing that. I mean, it's amazing. Okay, so like you know, our focus is on packaged foods and drinks and how safe they are. Our guests are in the house. I'm excited to meet them. Our first guest is pharmacist Beatrice Fraden. Let's meet him virtually first. We are gender balanced today because our second guest is a lady who is doing so much for the agricultural sector. She is Dr. Rose Maxwell Gidado, Director, Agricultural Biotechnology Department, National Biotechnology Development Agency. Pharmacist Beatrice. I'm smiling because we had a conversation before the show started. And tell me, we're at a time. We're at a time where everybody is complaining. There's a lot of complaints. There have been a lot of complaints on the internet about somebody called them debt merchants, counterfeiting products, making products we know behind in very dirty environments and all that. What is your take on all these things going on, especially on the internet? There's been hue and cry about our lives at stake because of counterfeit and fake products on our shelves.
Yeah, thank you very much, Patience, and thank you, viewers, for all the information we've been getting, through concerned citizens, calling on our attention to respond. I want to tell you this categorically clear, that first and foremost, what you are going to bring out is something that is genuine, something that is safe, and something that is of quality. So you don't just go into production. It takes a lot of investment. So, and of course, counterfeiters don't do investments. They don't invest into anything. They don't. Yeah. They just pick somebody's products and just get somewhere and just try to put it together and present it. Hoping that, yes, people will not be able to read in between lines. And that is why we keep saying people must shine their eyes.
Okay.
Thank you.
I like that. We must shine our eyes. We must at least do that for ourselves. Shine our eyes.
Good.
Okay, madam, in your opinion, we're talking about packaged foods and drinks. And you know that it's something that we all grab once in a while.
Yes.
We are all. Do you think it's safe? From your own opinion, do you think that it is safe in Nigeria to pick that bottled drink, to pick that food and eat?
Yeah, I can say it is safe. Anything packaged and what, because those food and beverages industries are being regulated by NAFDAC, and you know that there's public trust in NAFDAC now because they ensure the safety of those packaged products. They establish manufacturing standards, and then they supervise those small industries and the big ones and all. I think anything that has to do with food and beverages, NAFDAC is fully in charge. and they ensure compliance, to standards. Of course, those people have to comply, otherwise the safety of all the humans in Nigeria will be jeopardized. Ensure that labeling is, in the labeling, of course, the right information is being given. The ingredients are all in the packaged food, of course, are all labeled, are all there, clear, and then clearly understood by everyone, so that when you pick it up and you look at it, and if you are allergic to any of the ingredients, of course, you avoid that food, so that you don't eat it, so that you don't get into this thing. And then, of course, the other, manufacturing procedures, within either the large industry or the small industry, they must be followed, starting from preparatory stages, when you're preparing, like a tomato industry, or another. So you have to comply. You have to minimize contamination and all those things before it gets to the packaging stage.
You're going to take us through that. And
I'm
going to come back to you on that one. So let me go back to our pharmacist. You just said something we should shine our eyes. It just tells you that these people who do counterfeiting are within us. But what is NAFDAC doing? How are you coming down on these people? It's happening everywhere. You see videos of these things happening everywhere. What are you doing as an organization to ensure that these people are stamped up? Because if I shine my eye and I report to you,
good.
What's the next step? That's what I'm saying.
Very good. Yes, when you shine your eye and you report to us, it's an immediate action. Okay. In fact, it takes precedence over any other thing that we do. Because for someone to take his time to come and report, you have to act immediately. First you get all the details from the person and document it, and the next thing is now you set out the point of purchase, and then if the product is actually there, then those products are placed on hold. And of course, if properly identified as a counterfeit product, the product should be evacuated immediately. And the next thing we do is trying to trace the source. Because just, when you just cut a tree, it will sprout again. So now we try to trace to the source of production or source of entrance into the country, and see to it that yes, it is completely removed from the country, so that it doesn't injure people. And sometimes too, we'll have to send the product where you have confusion or whatever. We send it also to the lab, and the lab will analyze, tell us exactly what it is, what is the content. Because some you could see that there is almost closely, you think is even the original. So you may not be able to. So, but for you to authenticate that, you send it to the lab. And also remember that yes, it is, even though we have factories well established, with all the procedures in place correctly, we have monitored, but then once in a while you have issues of probably a contamination or a factory problem. And of course, if that also is involved, of course, we now work with the company to ensure that that is recalled back, recalled from the market, so that it doesn't injure people. So this aspect of the work is not solely a NAFDAC alone job, but it involves all of us, both consumers, manufacturers, and all concerned citizens. So when any citizen finds anything, the consumer is expected to report. And the aim here is that, if I escape the harm from this product, let others also escape. Because if I don't do that, it means it may get somebody. and you would need to act fast. So that's why we also act very fast to ensure that it is recalled. And two, we put immediately an alert notice to the public so that the public will know that there is a problem with this. And sometimes we need to also understand it's not the entire batches of a product. Sometimes it's just a batch. And I always give this analogy that in a family, the mother cooks the food very well, and we enjoy the food many times. But once in a while, something happened. Probably the salt gets much, But then you don't say because that has happened. You send her packing. No, you don't.
You don't send her packing
no. So it simply means that you forget the past.
Yes.
All that she has done for many years without a mistake, and then just one day, and you want to call for her head? No.
Okay, that was a very good analogy, and I'm sure a lot of women who are watching know that yes, we do make these mistakes. We do make these mistakes once in a while when the salt will be over. But anyways, hold that thought and hold that thought, Ma. Joss is going to join the conversation now, and they're looking at the journey from the inception, from planting to the final destination. NTA, Joss, take it away.
Packaged foods and drinks in Nigeria, like in many other countries, are subject to safety concerns influenced by the supply chain. In Jos Plateau State, the journey of ingredients from farmed packaged products involves several stages. It is crucial to ensure food and drink safety from farm to production. Unfortunately, there are some concerns.
Packaged foods and drinks in Nigeria are safe, so far as they are produced to standards. And about standards, when they are produced to standard, I'm talking about ensuring that the product, the raw material is okay, the process is checked, the people who are producing the product are well informed and know what they are doing, and we also look at the packaging, the handling. We also look at the transportation to ensure that when it gets to the producers, it is safe. And when you look at products that are Nigerian made, and for you to ensure that they are okay, you will always see the MANCAP logo on them by the regulatory bodies, that standards organization, and sometimes registration number by NAFDAC.
During transportation, inadequate storage conditions and lack of proper hygiene measures can contribute to food spoilage and contamination.
Definitely, during rainy season, we do suffer a lot, because before, when we put our lot from here to either Port Harcourt or Warri or anywhere within Nigeria, we do carry it, and early in the morning the following day it will reach. But now, due to bad road, we suffer a lot. Almost all of us in this market, we have gone back to square zero, because virtually all we have has been perished during this rainy season. So we are pleading and appealing to the government to maintain the road within the country.
We have two types of lot. We have carry-go and against. That against, if they give you, you must check the lot first. If the cabbage get problem or the beans get problem, then you go spoil for rot. You no go reach that 2 days. But if you no get problem, even 1 week you will feed you, go with it.
Moving on to production, hygiene standards and regulations enforcement vary. In some cases, unclean processing facilities or improper food handling practices can lead to contamination.
About the regulated products, we try as much as possible to see that the products that are in circulation are wholesome and they are fit for human use and consumption. So for foods and drugs, which is mainly what people know us about, we try as much as possible to start our own regulation right from the manufacture of the product up to the distribution and then to the consumption. Like the factories, we try to visit the factories to do the inspection of the factories to see that they meet all the relevant requirements before we give them the marketing authorizations. So that is what we try as much as possible to do before we let the product go into circulation.
There's a policy that allowed only product with a MANCAP logo, which is SON mark, and a registration to leave the country. For them, they have to make sure that those products are those marks as required, and they also have to make sure that the people who are manufacturing are complying to standards.
By prioritizing food safety at every step, Nigeria can work towards ensuring a healthier and safer food supply chain.
Yeah, you see, in a way the agency or the office here try to operate, we go for surveillance operations. And in the course of our surveillance operations, we visit supermarkets, open markets, drug retail outlets, distributors, and wholesale outlets. There we try to first of all check at the products that are in stock to see if those products are registered by the agency, because any product that is not registered by the agency, that is the regulated product, we consider it as unwholesome and is not fit for human consumption because it has not gone for any certification by our own agency. So when we go, there are cases we found some of the products, even though they are registered, but they have expired. So if they have expired, we cannot allow it to be sold to the consumers. So we confiscate it, and when we confiscate it, then further sanctions follows. So we had experiences, especially as we are coming to the end of the year, you find that there is urgent move by some of these distributors to push out products that are about to expire or have expired.
Remember, food safety is everyone's responsibility, and together we can make a difference. Let's strive for a safer, healthier Nigeria.
Okay, our guest is still here. I'm going to go to Dr. Gidado. Look at the journey. We just saw a journey from when it is planted to where the consumer finally takes a hold of it. What can go wrong? What do you think can go wrong in that journey?
Generally, the packaged foods are regarded as safe, but then once in a while, concerns may arise, and once those concerns are placed, let's always report, because it will help us and help others.
Sir, concerns will arise, like you said, even in a home. The woman can make a mistake and overdose her food with too much salt. Okay, but then I was saying something to you. So a manufacturer that is registered, that is doing well, that is in the market, makes a mistake. Would they usually call you to say, NAFDAC, the batch B of our products that we pushed out is contaminated? Or what would they do? Or they will just keep quiet and sell? From your experience so far, have you been receiving calls from registered manufacturers to say we want to pull out this, or you discover it yourself, or it's a mixture of all? What has been your experience?
Okay, thank you very much. There are regulations and there are guidelines, to help the manufacturers take the right steps.
Okay.
And one of those guidelines states that once the company discovered that, it should report to the regulator.
Okay.
And if they don't report to the regulator, then it becomes a violation. Now, and if you allow a consumer to be the one to come and report, then you are going to be sanctioned.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
So some now with this understanding, they will be the first to run. Something has happened. We can't even find, we may not be able to. Or they will come and sit down with us and we discuss. what are the likely places, or what happened, what must have happened. We'll discuss that exhaustively, and also look at the implications, you know, and then together we will now take necessary steps to recall that batch from circulation.
Okay.
But if they don't, and a consumer has to report, now we will take our steps. We will call them into action. We will write them officially immediately to recall that batch, given reasons why it should be recalled. And of course, they are also at liberty to challenge our decision. Yes.
Okay, they are.
Yes, they are at liberty to challenge our decision. And if we are taking a wrong step, then of course we could also redress. You know, but where it is not, then they must recall that product. We'll give them a timeline. They are expected to also submit to us the team that they have set up to do that recall, because we want to be sure that that recall is going to be effective, and we're going to monitor it.
Oh, okay.
We are going to monitor it.
Oh, okay.
So, and if that recall is done, then just for us to be sure that the public is safe, after the expiration of that period, our own officers in the field nationwide will now carry out surveillance on that product. Wherever the product is found, they'll mop it up. You know, and of course, when all this is done, and because it was a consumer complaint, they didn't inform us. Now we will take necessary steps. We'll put all the products into one place, put the hold on the products, and then we will we have other departments who will now see to the destruction of that particular product.
Okay. But would the recall be a public thing? Are you going to tell the public that you're recalling this product, or is it going to be so private? I just wanted to know if the company, the manufacturer, would tell Nigerians, for example, that we are sorry, we are manufacturers of A, B, and C, and we discovered a problem with our products, we're recalling. Are they going to tell us, or is it going to be private?
It's public.
It's public, okay.
It's public, yes.
Okay.
We put that, we write the public alert on it, recalling it, and of course it will be on our website, and most times other papers carry it. Yes.
Okay, still on, I don't know, this is an internet thing. From time to time on the internet, there's a particular, I don't want to call the name on national TV, but there's a particular drink that after 2 years they'll tell you it is coming from this, has been poisoned and all that and all that. It's recurring on internet. Such claims, nobody has come out to say it's right or wrong. Do you see these videos as an organization, and do you react to these videos? Some of these videos, they come after 3 years, they'll bring it up again. Let's say this cup now, they'll say this cup is contaminated, it's coming from one particular country, if you drink it, you will die. It will come up, it will die off, and then after 2 years, the same issue comes up again on the internet. Do people react to these videos to say a disclaimer, or to say it is true, or it's just what it is, an internet sensation?
Yeah, just like you said, it's actually an internet sensation.
Yeah.
I'll give you an example.
Okay.
Was it 2017? It was said that we have plastic rice.
Yeah,
yes.
yes.
I can't forget that one.
I personally investigated that.
Oh, you did?
I
Tell
did.
me what you found.
So this rice there's nothing, it wasn't actually a plastic rice.
There was no plastic rice.
No, it wasn't.
They were melting it on the internet, and I saw rice melting to rubber now.
It wasn't.
Sometimes
This
political,
particular one in Nigeria was not a plastic rice.
Okay, please.
You know?
Please hold on. I want to hear her say something about the plastic rice.
It's not really. There can't be plastic rice now. I don't think so. It's not possible. How do you know?
It was so popular.
Yeah,
it
rice
was so
is a
popular.
natural. Yeah, no. Sometimes these things are political.
Oh.
Yeah, trade issues, political. I mean, in between manufacturers, if you want to discredit one, yeah, maybe because the person is getting more market. So a group can come up and go into that. propagandists. We have so many propagandists. They can just go on the internet because they know that the internet has become, a global village. So one information can
just mar a whole continent.
Yes, yeah, and it will spread in a second. It will spread all over the world, and people will begin to withdraw themselves from buying your products, and that's it. So you don't always believe, like you said, as scientists we must prove, we must, investigate to know whether it is a fact or not. And once you find out, get your this thing, then you discredit that information.
I'm still in shock. So what did you find at the end of the plastic rice? I'm sorry, because it was so real. I honestly believed it.
Yeah, so the rice, we took samples of that rice to the lab, just like she said. As a scientific organization, you don't just come out and make noise. You don't just come out and make statements. Your statement has to be proven.
Yeah.
So we took that sample to the lab, analyzed it properly, and of course there was nothing plastic about it.
It was normal rice.
It was normal rice. However, that rice was, a rice that has, probably has been a very old rice.
Okay.
Very old rice, and it was highly contaminated.
It was contaminated.
It was contaminated.
So
yes.
At least there was something to it. It wasn't just it wasn't just a fable.
No.
Something was not.
Yes, no, there was something not right about the rice.
Okay.
There was actually something not right about the rice. So
maybe long storage can actually affect. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Now. Okay, so we'll be going. We'll allow ATV now lead us in another direction. Alternative healthy foods. People are conscious now, and people are making alternatives. People want to say, what can I do apart from this? What else can I take? ATV again would lead this conversation.
In a world where wellness is a priority, the market for health-conscious and adulterative packaged foods is experiencing an unprecedented surge. Eating healthy, nonetheless, is still key to men's health, and so, either on the bustling city streets or at groceries and markets, health-conscious living has become a way of life, with food producers racing to meet the demands of a more aware consumer base of their dietary choices.
It is the end product that we are seeing. The way it is being made and packaged, we don't know. But if you are doing it in your own house, you know what you are preparing and you know what you are eating.
One should be conscious of what they eat. You see people now, the lifespan of people now is no longer much. You see 60, 70, it's not like those days of our fathers, they last up to 80, 90, even 100. And one of the reasons is that things we eat this time around, more especially all those packaged foods.
It's about people's individual choices and how empowered are they to make those choices, right? We usually will say that closest to natural is best because in that state it is still packed with the nutrients the way nature intended.
But with an ever-bustling and busy society on the move, how readily are packaged foods and drinks healthy for human consumption?
We produce with people's health in mind because all what we produce, we use, we eat. So we believe that there are still some companies out there that are doing the right thing by packaging healthy food for human consumption.
Are these alternative foods really as good and healthy for people as most food producers claim?
It is only when the lab analysis is also satisfactory we assign a NAFDAC registration number. But beyond registration of the products, we are also out there in the trade. We have a post-market surveillance department that checks to ensure that what is being offered for sale to Nigerians is the right quality, it's safe.
Consumers want to know where their food comes from and what ingredients are used when patronizing alternative foods. The owners therefore rely on producers of packaged foods to use the right packaging materials that will not endanger the health of consumers.
We look for food-grade packages because we won't want a situation whereby after production and we'll now package our products, there will now be further contamination with the products while packaged. So we source for food grade and biodegradable materials because we don't want, we follow the SDG goals in all what we do. So we use materials that prevent oxidation even after packaging, and we ensure that we package in airtight containers so that there won't be room for the depreciation of nutrients and thereby affecting the shelf life of the product.
While consumers drive the demand for checking packaged foods and drinks before consumption, regulatory bodies play a crucial role in ensuring the safety and standards of these products for quality control. Regulatory bodies must conduct regular checks and monitor compliance.
So what we do as NAFDAC is to ensure that manufacturers are operating in line with good manufacturing practices. And when we say this in a NAFDAC, we mean that all of the processes, starting from how they source their raw materials, going through the entire process, has happened exactly the way it should, in line with the minimum requirements. They've met the minimum requirements to say that they're operating in line with good manufacturing practice standard.
In sum, as food producers respond to consumer preferences, the focus should remain on ensuring that these alternatives are not just trendy, but genuinely safe for consumption. This is what shapes a healthier future for Nigeria.
Okay, well, that was in-depth indeed. And thank you so much for your messages. Your messages are indeed pouring in. I will take one or two. One says, this says, thank you for this awareness. It is very helpful for us who are the consumers. My concern is that every law must have a human face. If contaminated or unregistered products are found in a retail store, sir, they're referring to you. They say, who bears the loss in case of constification? If it is, who bears the loss? This is Anikan Usoro from Kubwa, Abuja. So you say your loss should have a human face. So you go to a store and you see bad products or registered products. Are you going to share the loss with them? They are saying, who bears the loss? That your loss should have a human face.
Okay, thank you very much. I wonder if it doesn't have a human face, maybe we would have cleared everybody in the society. I know, but to answer her question, you know, we try to inform, sensitize, even distributors, operators of supermarkets, stores, and all whatnot, you know, to note what they are buying. Where are you buying from? What are you actually buying? These are questions that you must ask yourself very well. This product that I'm buying, does it have the right, you know, authentication? Is it actually a registered product or an unregistered product? Because if you buy an unregistered product, you are also doing a disservice to your consumers. You're not helping the consumers because you are expected to source for the right quality products for your consumers. Remember that these are your neighbors. They will buy today, they will come to buy again tomorrow. So if you are not giving them the right quality products, let me tell you, some of these consumers, you think you are very friendly with them. The day that they discover the mistake is with you, they will ask for your neck.
True. It's their life. Yes, but it's true.
Yes.
It's their life.
So, if you think that, so when we are trying to enforce this, we don't even, because sometimes even the retailers don't even want to tell you where they get it from.
Oh, okay.
They are not willing. They are not telling you where you get it from. Because now you got this from somebody, and this product we know has not been tested, has not been certified, and then we now identify the product. You should even support us to trace where the thing is coming from, and let's take care of it right from the roots.
Yeah, traceability.
But they will not. So, and of course, because we know the implication of what it is, we will not allow that in your place, because we don't want somebody to be a victim. So we'll evacuate the product. We'll mop it up. We have had people who have supported us, and I tell you that eventually the exercise is huge. You could imagine a product of about 5,000 plus packages that were recalled from the market. So it actually have human face, and of course, people's health is our major concern. Let nobody come down with it. Not because it is in you are going to make your money. True. So your interest is your money.
Okay.
So your interest cannot be your money.
Yes.
People's health is first before the money.
People are writing. Somebody says, what is the difference between expiry date, shelf life of a product, especially perishable goods? Thanks. Shola Akiwade Abuja. So what's the difference between expiry date and shelf life? What's the difference? Are you taking it? Is he taking it?
Okay, expiry date.
On a product.
On a product.
And then he wants to know the difference between expiry date and shelf life. He'll tell you the shelf life of this thing is this and the expiry date. So Shola wants to know, Akinwade from Abuja wants us to throw more light on this.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. In foods, we don't actually say expiry date. We say best before. Best before.
Okay.
Yes. That means anything after that date, we cannot guarantee
your safety. Yeah.
The safety of that product.
That's best before.
Yes.
After this date, you're on your own.
You're on
Yes.
your own. Yeah.
So if you see that date and it has passed that date, please don't consume that product, because the safety of that product is not guaranteed. And of course, it's put there by the manufacturers, and it is scientifically, deduced. We didn't just come about it. Adequate studies were done before that date is placed there. So you must be careful. So now, when we talk of more of shelf lives, especially in drugs.
In drugs.
Yes, and this means that at this date, the potency of this drug has come down. It has come down.
Not that it is bad, but the potency.
Potency, has come down. So it may be in our quality is that we expect that the active medicament should be 90 to 110% to elicit the therapeutic efficacy that we expect it to do.
Okay, come down to our level. You are medicament and predicament. We don't understand.
Yeah, technical.
Okay,
technical. You're going technical.
Sorry. Okay, so what I mean here is that when you make a medicine, the main
the active ingredient,
that is supposed to actually bring about the desired work or health modification that you need in your system is the main thing that is in that product. And when we say shelf life or expiry date, it has also been scientifically determined that at that moment, the percentage of that ingredient, it has, because there's deterioration, certainly.
Yes.
So it has deteriorated to less than the required quality that we want.
Okay.
So please, at that moment, you are not expected to also use it. So those are the main things.
Look at it. Oh, that's very interesting. So, madam, what if you're going to buy a packaged food? What are the red flags you look out for? Let's say you're going to buy. What are the things we should look out for and say, I'm not buying this one. No. This one could be dangerous. So what should we look out for as consumers?
Okay, food. Yeah, I will
food,
look
drinks,
at the date,
anything, yeah.
the best before date. Yeah, I have to look at it.
Okay.
And then I have to also look at the can. Either it's a can or it's not in a can. I have to look at, study how it is, especially canned foods. I have to look at the seal, you know, especially the upper side, if there's any bulge. I may not take that.
You not take it.
I will not take it.
Oh, there's a
because I
bulge on
don't.
the can.
Yeah. Sometimes keeping them under the inappropriate storage condition can cause a lot of things. You know, some reactions may happen inside the can, which can cause either production of carbon dioxide or some gases and it will cause this thing to go up. And once you take, you are likely to have food poisoning or any other thing. And food poisoning resulting from canned foods, it's really very dangerous, especially meat.
Okay.
So I always, watch out for, look at the container very well, look at the best before date, and look at if there's a NAFDAC registration number on it. And then I also read the ingredients that are there. The ingredients, some label properly, some don't. There are some Nigerian packages I've seen, you don't get the right information there. And so it looks suspicious sometimes, so it's good to report once in a while such packages. So that's
good. That's a good one.
Yeah, let me add to that.
Okay.
The red flags are: one, yes, that product, is it NAFDAC registered? Is the NAFDAC registration number there? Then two, what is, just like she said, is the container looking unusual? Or is it looking, the normal package you have seen? Then, is this product, what is the expiry date? Or what is the best before on that product?
Okay.
What is the lot number? Because if there is anything, you will need to use that number to be able to trace.
Okay.
Then, where is it coming from? Who is the manufacturer? Who is actually the manufacturer? You need to look at that carefully, because if you see an address that you cannot trace, there's a problem. An address that you cannot, if it just tell you it is manufactured in Abuja, where in Abuja? Is there a specific place in Abuja? So it has to be well detailed, spelled.
Wow.
Okay.
And then of course, are there cautionary labels? Telling you whether there is for people who are allergic to different things. So all those ones are carefully spelled out on labels.
Yeah.
And you're expected to look at those ones carefully before you buy any product. Because if you are allergic to something and you buy the product, you go and use it,
the reaction starts.
Yes.
Okay, we have so many messages. Goodness, thank you so much. Wow, the messages are just coming in their numbers. But we'll go on the break right now. When we come back, we'll read a whole lot of your messages, and our guests, they're going nowhere. So let's round off what you're going to tell Nigerians as a final word as far as NAFDAC. It's so many complaints here. So many complaints. We can't take all the complaints, but everybody has almost all the messages, everybody has an experience of buying something, expiry date is not good, they go to report, whoever sold it to them said, please, I didn't make it. What should they do?
Yeah, it's actually an unfortunate thing for someone to tell you that he didn't make it. But he has a responsibility to go all the way to get the right things and make it available for his customers. They said the customers are kings.
Yes.
So if customers are kings, then they must be treated as such. So you do due diligence and ensure you get available to people what is absolutely right and is quality and can make them, enjoy the value for which they spend their money. So it's important that, people out there don't think that you are just doing it, it simply just tells us that people are actually doing things to just make money off of others. But is there a service?
Is there a service?
Yes.
Is there a service? Insist on that service. You are king.
Yes.
You are the customer. You are the king. Insist.
Don't just buy anything.
Exactly.
Don't just take anything.
Read your labels.
Read your labels.
Oh yes, we are going. Time is against us. What advice do you have for Nigerians watching as far as
the advice I have for them for packaged foods, of course, is let them shine their eyes. Stay informed, about the recall of food products. Of course, read labels very, very well, and then report any suspicious information or suspicious anything that you know is not rightly done. Report to relevant authorities. Report to NAFDAC. Report to Standard Organization of Nigeria, whatever it is.
Okay, it's obvious today that NAFDAC alone cannot face this battle headlong. We must all join hands with NAFDAC.
Yeah.
At least one thing we must take away today is the fact that we must shine our eyes, shine your eyes, look at that product, and God will continue to help us. Goodbye, and God bless Nigeria.